Last topic. The last thing I wanted to talk about today was
Transformers.
The future of E3 because Activision and EA have both dropped out of E3 this year. Obviously, a lot of third-party developers are not seeing this as as like a great platform to speak to their audience anymore. So I was just wondering what you guys think the future of E3, what the future holds for E3, whether E3 will stop being a thing in the next couple of years, or if it's just going to be a very different type of show.
I think E3,
and if you really love E3 and like if you want to see it change or not.
I really like E3. I really love E3. It's kind of like one of, again, we're still kind of in a young age for video games, so it's kind of like one of the only things we really have, like as far as like exciting shit for games comes, you know, like we don't really have a lot of like,
it's the big event.
Yeah, like our award shows aren't really like award shows. They're kind of like Spike TV horror movie like award show, and it's like
no,
the high school auditorium.
VGAs from last year were
those
were legit.
It still sounds like a venereal disease.
It's slowly getting more legit.
Yeah.
But again, we don't have a lot of things, and I think EA is something
E3.
A3, EA. I'm stupid. E3 is like a thing we should all hold near and dear because it's one of the only things we really have like that for video games. I don't think it's ever going to stop being a thing, but I think they really need to update their shit because it's a big time for third party developers and indie developers and stuff like that. And I think they really need to like focus less on the bigger companies at least now and kind of give some love to the littler companies because I think this is like the age for that right now. Especially because of how next gen has been kind of going after E3. It kind of started off with like, oh, what are the big developers gonna fucking do and all this other shit, and then ended up just being like the year for fucking indie games and platformers and shit.
Henry, what are your thoughts? We watched E3 together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And I shat during Shenmue 3.
Yeah, you literally like you got up and you're like, oh, when Shenmue 3 was announced.
Not doing the arm thing anymore.
Well, let's see. Who's still in E3? So you don't have Activision, you don't have EA.
Bethesda.
So Bethesda's returning this year.
You have Bethesda. You have Ubisoft.
Naughty Dog.
Ubisoft. Naughty Dog is part of PlayStation.
All right, no shit.
And Sony left, right?
No, Sony's still there.
Oh, yeah. And did Microsoft leave?
No, Microsoft's still there.
No. They don't leave Sony in a room alone.
The fuck they worrying about?
Well, it's just because
still got all those.
It's because the two biggest third party developers left the show. You know, so it's just interesting to see where E3 will end up. I don't particularly agree with you that like we need E3 because you have your PAX. You have your PAX like conferences where you get like those smaller indie companies, and those shows seem great because they're more for the fans. I feel like E3 is the companies don't seem to get it because E3 almost every single fucking conference it's like, all right, let's talk about this one thing no one fucking gives about, but we have to talk about it for our investors.
Here's a slideshow of all of our sports.
Like it's sort of like
here's Pele.
It's sort of like a thing for fans, but it very often it turns into a thing of like this is what we need to tell our investors now. And I would really want to see actually E3 sort of die out maybe in the next couple of years because you have PSX every year. And then Microsoft can easily like do well, what's the thing that they're heavily associated with every year? Is it Gamescom? I forget.
Gun running.
I'm sorry, what?
It might or not be Gamescom. I can't really remember. But I think that's also outside of the country. So if they want to do something like an event every year inside the country, they could easily start doing that. PSX is only in its like second year when it was in December. So I think. I don't know because it seems more because they're trying to also like speak to investors and bring more people into it. It doesn't seem those shows don't seem as authentic, and it's so fucking infuriating that they announce these games like way ahead of time, it seems like E3, like the trend you see more and more every year is, um, let's just show them what we got, even if it's not ready. And so it was a big step for Bethesda to come in last year and be like, hey, Fallout 4, it's coming out in a couple months. Fucking buy. Fuckity buy. And then, see the rest of like Bethesda started E3 last year, and to see like them talk about in depth of Fallout 4 and to say like, hey, it's coming out later this year. And then later on in the week, it's like Sony is like, hey, remember The Last Guardian? Remember when we fucking announced this like 6 years ago? Hey, we're still trying to make it a thing, and we have not heard one fucking thing about the game since.
Right.
There was like the cool little screen of like the fucking dog bird thing at PSX, and that was all we saw of The Last Guardian at fucking PSX. Doesn't make sense. So I really think if you had more of like if these big companies started focusing more into their own conferences of PSX or Gamescom or something, it would turn more into an authentic announcement of like, hey, here's actually what we have coming out soon because this is what you guys care about. This is not like the whole general public eye or anything.
The thing though is that that's never gonna fucking happen though, because I wish every industry we were interested in could be fucking authentic, but it's not.
It could happen.
It doesn't work
it's
like
up
that.
to us though. It's up to us to really.
No, it's never gonna happen though, because this is the same reason like the voting thing were happening before. No one's gonna join and no one has the energy to do it. It's just not.
No one's gonna go out and vote, and that's why people like Trump fucking won Ohio.
Yeah, exactly.
Or no, he didn't win Ohio. So that's why people like Bernie lost in Ohio.
Yeah, so like it's that same thing. It's never gonna happen because no one's gonna fucking do it. No one's gonna get up and do something about it. So it's gonna keep happening. And then on top of that, you have these companies where like, yeah, they should be focusing on their own like inner conferences and stuff like that, but they're looking for investors. They're looking for all that kind of shit.
They are trying to bring in more of a like a community, and more of a fan base, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just.
I mean,
E3 seems to be becoming like less and less relevant every year, just because we have the internet now, and so if you make an announcement on the internet, like it's gonna go everywhere.
Right.
So something like E3 just doesn't.
They can't hide
it's just
shit
weird.
enough.
It's something that's definitely a thing of the past, and it'll be interesting to see how they try to adapt it in the next coming years. Because
E3 is now an app.
I really don't think that. I don't know. I don't feel like. I think probably these last couple of years are probably the last like big exciting years that we're gonna get out of E3.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. The thing that like if it doesn't, hopefully they do update their shit. Maybe it does become authentic. Who fucking knows? But it's still a business. So probably not. But the biggest thing, and I think the main reason why I like E3, and hopefully they could do just something like E3 in another way, more legit maybe. Is just the seeing the people in the theater during a big reveal is like the coolest thing. To me.
that is something that you can't really get in any sort of other format. And I think to sort of have like sort of my last thoughts about E3 for specifically this year, the only exciting thing that could come out of E3 this year is if Nintendo actually shows up.
Yeah.
If they do another fucking direct this year, no.
Yeah.
But if
Nintendo
they actually
comes in,
if they actually show if they actually show up and they actually talk about NX and like what it is, and go in depth and have something for people to like physically look at, and not have this weird sort of like, hey, it's a direct, like we pre-recorded it and we're sending it, and so how are people watching it? I don't fucking know. So
we don't even have Miyamoto.
I mean, the other thing is that I think E3 is a big reason why Ubisoft is so shitty too. It's because they keep trying to push these projects for E3 as well to kind of get them out there, and it's always shit every time.
Here's a look at.
And and that's the thing, is like all of the trailer, or most of the trailers, 90% of the time of E3, they're a vertical splice, and they're never going to look the same as the actual games.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about with authenticity.
Yeah.
Of it's such a weird thing of like, hey, let's put out this like beautiful looking trailer, and the final product is nothing like that. It's like fucking Burger King ads. It's like, oh, look at this beautiful looking burger, and then you fucking go to Burger King and it's nothing like what you saw in the commercial.
It's like when I mean,
If I have to compare the fucking video game industry to fucking Burger King,
It's
like,
like when you
it's
nut.
not in a good shape.
it's like fucking Baskin Robbins, where like their ice cream ads, that's all mashed potatoes. You know that, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
to
so
make it
gross,
look good.
yeah.
They
Oh
use
yeah,
mashed
like the
potatoes.
milk in on cereal boxes is glue
Yeah,
Yep.
because actual cereal milk turns fucking blue.
yeah. So
It's even
it's
better
just
when it's a
it's
cutout
like
of
that.
milk.
So I get what you mean more with the authenticity, and I agree with you.
I
Okay,
just think
like, it makes
I
sense.
really just think people need companies really need to start being upfront and honest about like what their products are, because the audiences we're starting to speak with our wallets with things like that, especially with Watch Dogs. So that first trailer looked beautiful, and that game ended up being shit.
Right.
You know, that game tanked. Or no, it didn't tank, but you know,
Right,
It
right.
It
has
tanked
a
by
bit-
AAA standards.
Yeah.
no, not even that.
No?
Because it was actually a pretty fast selling game from what I can remember.
Did it?
Yeah.
Probably did better than Unity.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Well, those were the last thoughts.
Well, yeah.
This is when we close out the show. I'm really tired.
Merry
I'm
I don't know how to
Christmas.
close out the show anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Talking Shit. Remember, Talking Shit is a weekly podcast for the three of us, bringing random topics of discussion, and we talk some shit about those topics. If you like that, again, head on over to patreon.com/BZG. Give us $1 every month. You get every full episode early and exclusive episode every month. But if you don't want to give us the $1, don't worry. You can still find Talking Shit the next week on youtube.com/BetaZoneGamers, where each topic is broken out Monday through Thursday for you before the entire episode goes up for everybody on our SoundCloud page. Thank you guys so much
You're welcome.
for joining me today. I'm sorry it's a little low energy episode this week. Hopefully we'll be back with
Welcome to the golf hour.
healthy brains and whatnot.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Until next time, keep talking shit. Thank you.